Welcome to another episode of the Caribbean Edge Kids. So nice to see you on this lovely Sunday afternoon, August 30th. August is almost over. And we do have joining us today Auntie Sophie as well, and our very special guest, Isabella, who is going to start us off with a song. Thank you, Isabella, for that. Welcome. So tell us your name and tell us a little bit about yourself, Isabella.
My name is Isabella, and I love to play piano. I love to dance, play volleyball. I love to run, play basketball, and when I grow up, I want to be an FBI CIA agent.
Awesome. So I know you're about to switch computers on us, right? Okay, so while you're making that switch, I'm going to have some conversations with Auntie Sophie. Yes.
All right, you'll be joining us in a second. Thank you so much, Isabella. Auntie Dawn. That's a talented young lady there. CIA, FBI, promising agent. Oh my goodness. And of course, artist nonetheless, piano player. And she's going to read for us today as well. What a well-rounded young lady. I forgot to ask her how old she is. I think she's joining us again. Isabella, you're with us?
I'm here.
Wonderful. How old are you?
I'm 9.
Oh, what a blessed age. Wonderful. Awesome.
So tell us how you got into volleyball.
In volleyball, my mom has been playing volleyball for literally her whole life. So since she got in that, she started teaching me how to bump, how to serve, how to set. And I started going and making some new friends, like Dave, Don, Christian, and a lot of other people there. Like, I kind of feel connected with them for playing, and then we have fun. So I love volleyball and doing a lot of other sports.
Yes, and that's how I met you. So Isabella is quite active, very energetic. She'll dance for us on the volleyball court off to the side, showing her cultural rhythms along with her beautiful sister as well. What is it like having a big sister?
It's really fun because sometimes when you don't have anyone to play with, especially during quarantine when your friends aren't around, you actually have someone to play with and talk with and interact with. So it's really fun having an older sibling, especially when they're older. You can have friends that are older and they can defend you and everything. So it's really fun to have an older sibling.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for that. So I know what you're talking about with the volleyball community. It's really nice because Jade, my daughter, grew up in that atmosphere as well. And it's not just volleyball, even though we're really competitive, right? It's about the family unit, laughing and having fun. So we're happy to have you as the generations continue with volleyball. Tell us your favorite volleyball hit.
The Dawn shot.
I went to the court one day and Tiger said, ask her about the Dawn shot. So now I have a shot named after me, thanks to Isabella. That's right. We just hit that ball, right? So she's fun. She's going to be on the court this evening, and she's going to read for us. So what are you reading for us today, Isabella?
I'm reading Guts by Rania Telmager. I think Telmager. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really hard last name, but I chose this book because during quarantine, a lot of us have been feeling this way. We feel sick inside. We feel wrong. We're not feeling very good. So I personally chose out this book to read to all of you to show you that you shouldn't feel that way. That when you feel that way, you just don't have to do it because you're fine. So I'm going to start from the page where a girl in her class named Michelle is doing an LDI, lecture instructor demonstration. So I'm going to start. It's Michelle's turn to give an LDI. Came around. I'm going to show you how to demonstrate how to make dal wharf salad. So like I was saying, a lot of different cultures have different foods and everything. So this is her culture makes this salad. It's one of my family's favorite dishes, she says. The ingredients are apples, celery, walnuts. And then Rania, she thinks she feels sick. And then in her mind, she says, well, that sounds good. And then when she says mayonnaise, she just screams, ew. And that wasn't very nice.
Oh.
And then she goes like this. Right here. And then her teacher, named Mr. Abram, says, Michelle, please continue. Rania, can I see you in the hall? And then she keeps demonstrating. So first, you chop the apple into bite-sized pieces. And then Rania says, I'm sorry, it's just apples and mayonnaise. Ugh. I think that sounds delicious. Everyone eats different things. We all have our likes and dislikes. But please try to not be disrespectful of other people. Treat others as you wish to be treated. So in the next page, she says try it. She says she kind of licks it, and she says, no, that's not my thing. All of us, like the teacher said, a lot of people have different, but the whole class likes it. The whole class likes it. And then the teacher is polite and says, thank you. Let's give her a hand. Everyone claps, even Rania. She's even clapping. And then these other girls on the bus that are mean are starting to be weird and calling her names and everything. And then the girl starts saying mean things. She says, what's your deal? You didn't give away your lunches. You didn't want Michelle's salad. Do you have an eating disorder? And then Rania's being bullied, so she says no. Nah, she's just a weirdo, and they're so mean. Dina. And then her best friend, she's sitting on the bus together with her. Her name is Jane, and she's moving. And so she says, see, you don't have to go to middle school with any of these meanies. You get a fresh start. Then Janine doesn't want to go because she doesn't want to move. And then she says, I don't want a fresh start. The idea of leaving makes me want to puke. And then this is what I mean. When there's certain words that when she just said puke, all of this happened. And then she says, the idea of puking makes me want to, So your friend's moving, and now she's in therapy. So your friend is moving away. What about other kids in your class? Some of them are mean to me. Are you being bullied? They don't beat me up or anything. I just get teased a lot. How does that make me feel? On a scale from 1 to 10. 1 is maybe raise an eyebrow, and 10 is totally losing control. Probably like a 5. So what I mean by the scale, this scale is probably what has helped me pass through quarantine without having any bad issues, because you see, 1 is kind of like you feel like whatever or anything, but when you see the different scales, you don't want to be here. You see that you always want to be here, maximum here. And then this was the last page. So that's it.
Wow, Isabella. What a perfect choice of a book. And I love the way you showed us all the pictures in the book. I love the way, well, one, the choice itself, because it's about treating others the way you want to be treated. And the lessons is you even personalize it about what scale you want to be on. So you're helping other little kids that are watching, that are going through these different moods, and what part of the scale you want to be on. You want to be on a 1 and be appreciative. What do you think, Auntie Sophie?
Well, you know, Auntie Dawn, I'm over here blown away, right? Because right in front of my eyes is a 9-year-old therapist. This young lady is almost like a psychologist. Here she is explaining to those kids that are at home that you can take the moment to go through the different emotions and yet try to control how you feel. And one thing I really got from her story was the tolerance, learning to be respectful of others and their differences and their culture. What somebody else eats may not be what you're familiar with eating, but you never show disrespect, right? Yes. Tolerance is important, and I am impressed with that. Impressed that for 9 years old, you have this, where you have this feeling of expressing this to others, to say this is the way you should be. Tolerance, and of course acceptance, and trying to make sure you stay in a good frame of mind that will help you to go through this pandemic period when we're stuck at home. We needed this therapy. Here you are. She could be a therapist in the CIA and the FBI too, because you know they have different aspects to that what should I say, arm of the government. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Isabella. And where are you from? Where your parents from?
Colombia.
Okay, so we have, that means Isabella speaks Spanish?
Yes.
There you go. So we appreciate you and we welcome you, and thank you for joining us on the Caribbean Edge.
And Isabella, I can tell you that there are times that I need that myself. I need to know what part of the scale I am on every day that I wake up, to be in the number 1 spot to start my day right. So you're not only helping kids today, you're helping some of us adults as well, like Auntie Sophie says, okay? Yes. So we're gonna take a quick story time from Auntie Sophie, and we will get back to you because we wanna know so much more about you.
Yes, thank you, Isabella. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Caribbean Edge, kids. Thank you for tuning in. So today, my story somehow is going to have a little tone about tolerance as well, or learning to appreciate something that's different. Let's see what it says. My story is entitled The Elephant Who Cried Mouse by Jade Mietre. So Ronald the elephant loves to frighten his family by calling mouse. But what happens when they stop believing him? Let's find out. Once upon a time, there was an elephant, Ronald. I am sure you know how this goes. He was bewildered, frightened, absolutely terrified of mice. And mice, as you know, are very nice. Can you possibly imagine what there is to be frightened of a mouse? They have the tiniest teeth in the world. They have soft, furry little bodies. They're the size of your finger. But Ronald couldn't help it. We don't always know why we're scared of things. Perhaps when Ronald was little, a mouse popped out of a tree when he was sleeping one night and jumped close to his face, and so seemed very big to our poor little Ronald. Perhaps Ronald had a bad dream about a mouse. These things can happen, especially when we eat too much chocolate before bed. And Ronald sure did like to eat a lot of chocolate before bed. In fact, eating chocolate in bed was his favorite thing to do. So anyway, here was Ronald, a great big grown-up 5-year-old elephant who was absolutely earthquakingly, dumbfoundedly, flabbergastedly terrified of mice. And because he felt so frozen, stiff, petrified of the little micey kingdom, he naturally assumed that all of his elephant family felt the same way. And being a bit of a joker in his family, he liked to scream out, "Mouse!" whenever he thought he would like to scare them and have a laugh. "Mouse!" he would cry behind his mama, and she would jump a meter in the air. And when she landed, all the trees in the vicinity would come crashing to the ground. It was a terrible mess. Ronald would giggle behind a tree. Mama wasn't very happy. Mama wasn't scared of mice, but she knew Ronald was. And every time he screamed, "Mouse!" she would think she needed to save him from somewhere where there was a mouse. "Mouse!" Ronald would scream behind Papa, and Papa would jump a meter in the air, and when he landed, all the water in the lakes would drench the villages, and there'd be no water left for the fish. Ronald would giggle behind a log. Papa wasn't very happy. Papa wasn't scared of mice, but he hated loud noises, and every time Ronald screamed, "Mouse!" it made his heart gallop like a galloping horse, until he realized it was just Ronald screaming, "Mouse!" This worked like a treat for many months. Ronald would scream, "Mouse!" and everyone would get scared. But one day, Ronald screamed "mouse," and nobody said or did anything at all. Maybe they didn't hear me. "Mouse!" he screamed again, but his whole elephant family ignored him and went about their business. They were so used to him screaming "mouse" that they had simply become used to it. To them now, it was just another sound of the jungle. And then Ronald turned around, and what do you think he saw? A scary, hairy, creepy, crawly, chittering little mouse. "Eek!" shouted Ronald and jumped into a tree. The mouse stood looking up at him and scratched his head. "What's wrong?" the mouse said. "Didn't you call me?" And he was so soft and confused, so friendly and cute, that Ronald realized he was silly being scared. "Actually, I guess I did," he said to the mouse. And so Ronald came down from the tree. Now Ronald still cries "mouse" from time to time, but when he does, his mouse friend comes, and they play on the seesaw together, and they both scream together with laughter and glee. And from that day, Ronald was never afraid of mice again. They are now friends. The end. There we have it. Thank you, Isabella. You see how Ronald was frightened of what he didn't know? Yes. Then you give somebody a chance to get to know them. They may seem scary on the onset because you're not used to them. Oh, you have no idea what they're about until you get a chance to meet them. And guess what? You just may like them. And now they are friends. So there we have it. Another lesson for our kids today.
Absolutely. Did you enjoy that one, Gabriella? Isabella?
Yes.
So what was your favorite part of that story?
My favorite part of the story was when he realized that he didn't have to be scared, because I kind of connected to that part when we were in Colombia, visiting Colombia, because I don't live in Colombia, but my parents are from Colombia. When we were visiting my grandparents and we went on a small trip, there were these tanks full of tiny little fish that bit your toes and took off all your dead skin. And my mom wanted to do it. And I was kind of scared at first. But my mom said, think of it as 1,000 little kisses. So I closed my eyes, I put my feet in the water, and they felt like little kisses. And it was just really nice.
Oh my, isn't that a
beautiful story?
Yes. And Isabella, I remember that Auntie Dawn seeing that they're almost giving you a tiny little foot massage, and like they're taking off little tiny skin from your just dead skin from your heels. So you put immerse your foot in a bowl of water with these tiny little fishes, and they're just nibbling at your toes and your feet. It looks scary because you don't know, but I like when her mommy says they're tiny kisses. And if you perceive someone not to be harmful and they're really just trying to be kind, you see how easy it is for you to kind of get to warm up to that whole concept of fish nibbling at your feet? This is amazing. Very good, very good. Thank you, Mommy, for the
you have some fans saying how well. Michelle from Atlanta says you speak so well, and welcome to the Caribbean Edge Kids, she says. And you have quite a few people watching you. So what do you want them to know about where your parents are from, Isabella?
I just want them to know, keep going forward. Never step back on what you achieve. Let's say there's this test coming up, for example, and you're really nervous, but you really shouldn't be. Just study hard. If you have a sibling, ask them. If you don't, ask your parent to help you study, but never, like my grandma tells me, always take 2 steps forward and never take 1 step back.
Wow. Your parents are amazing. I think I'm that
bike of life, to keep pedaling and keep pedaling until you get to the stop sign, where you stop and you actually, like when you stop, you drink water. Well, there you drink water and you stop and do what you need to do.
And keep moving.
Good. Thank you. So tell us, you shared with us just before the show about some volunteer work you did.
Yeah, when I went to Guatemala a year ago or 2, I don't remember, but there were these kids that just didn't have much. They had to build their own houses. They had to grow their own food. There were very, very little things in that town. And there was this church that everyone every Sunday would gather up, bring food, and share with everyone. And I thought that was cute, but that was their only way that they interacted with each other, because most of them didn't even know how to speak the language correctly, because they were like 5 or 6 and their parents didn't have time to teach them. So when I actually went there to play with the kids while their parents got exams to see if they had any medical issues, and my mom and dad helped them. Well, I helped them with my best friend, my 2 best friends from Guatemala, Luis and Linda. Well, they helped me stay with the kids. I kind of felt sorry but happy for them because they actually, when I was there, parents always, overheard them talking that was the biggest smile they had ever seen on their child's face in so many years. So I'm planning, when all of this is over, I'm planning to go back and help other kids in another small town.
You are amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're on the Caribbean Edge Kids and that Auntie Sophie and I and the rest of the viewers get to see what an amazing young girl you are and how you can inspire others. So what kind of food do you like? What have you gotten into since COVID-19?
Since that, usually, when I actually can, we just take takeout from my favorite restaurant. It's a very small business restaurant, but it's very, very good food. Like you say, like other people say, when there's a small town, there's a small business. But when there's a big town, there's a big business. But the small businesses usually have the best food. So I love this place called Lily Garden. We take takeout, the dumpling soup, the sweet and sour chicken. It's amazing.
Wow. So what do you help mom and dad do around the house?
We have specific chores. Most of them are just to make sure our room is clean. I have a studio because there me and my sister do our online classes on Zoom and Teams, Microsoft Teams. So there we have to keep that clean. We each take turns vacuuming our rooms, make our beds. We have to make breakfast sometimes, and when I can, I cook for my family because I don't watch tutorials to cook. I already got burned. I already got burned by using the stove once. And that happened to my whole family. The first time they used it, they get burned, but then they learned their lesson to not do this, to do this better, to do this and that. So when I started using the stove, I got to make omelets for my parents. I got to make cupcake, what is it called again? Egg cupcakes with shrimp on top. I love to cook for my parents exotic things. Like, I like to try everything new. I like to do things that no one has done ever. No one has ever done. So I'll love to do those type of things. To cook, to help around the house if I can. I like to spend time with my mom in my backyard. I like to play with my sister, draw. And when I have time, I have neighbors next door. They're very, very nice. And we play with our bikes outside. Just like the elephant and the mouse did. We play outside together.
Absolutely. Wow. So Michelle is saying she's 9. Isabella, please thank your parents and your village. You are an amazing 9-year-old. Keep it up to see what it looks like, your future looks like, by inspiring other children, younger and older, and the same age group. You make me proud just listening to you. Ah, thank you, Michelle. What a beautiful compliment. And Michelle wants to know, how old is your sister?
My sister is around 12. She's 12, turning 13 in February, and I'm actually turning 10 in October.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Well, we'll be celebrating with you on the volleyball court, I'm sure. Auntie Sophie, what do you have to say about this beautiful, amazing Isabella?
I'm just telling you right now, she's already been recruited. People are watching, and the FBI and the CIA wants her like now. You are going to be a great asset to your country, and we appreciate you and love you. And thank you that what she's done, Dawn, she has immersed in her culture, as well as she's willing to share her kindness with others. And I realized how happy she was when she made others happy. And that is my mantra and my motto too. Always, when you try to make others happy, you feel so much better. You are going to be an awesome young woman, and I wish you all the best. And thank you to your parents. It's so refreshing to hear a 9-year-old say, I like to help around the house. So I almost wanted to adopt you. But wonderful. Keep up the good work. And I know you'll be doing very good in school. That is for sure. With your discipline and your attitude. And you notice Auntie Dawn, she plays the piano as she did earlier, which takes a lot of discipline. So that is a very good trait. And again, thumbs up to you, thumbs up to mommy and daddy. Awesome.
Thank you. So Isabella, any parting words for the viewers of the Caribbean Edge Kids? Because you're definitely invited back.
Just keep pedaling that bike of life. Keep going forward. Never stop. Keep going. Whatever it takes.
Thank you. Very inspirational words from a 9-year-old. We thank all the viewers that tuned in. We thank you for sharing this video. Isabella, you are an amazing 9-year-old, and we're so proud of you. We're looking forward to great things from you in the future. And I'll see you later on the court, girl.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to the Caribbean Edge Kids. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Have a blessed week, and keep pedaling, just like Isabella says. We'll get through it all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.